Let's call this Google versus Claude, the AI Watermark Wars. Google versus Claude, the AI Watermark Wars. Recently, I have seen a few articles, write-ups that were posted by Google itself, from Google News or something like that, about how Google is providing the option for users, for example, of Nano Banana, their AI image generator, to remove the watermark. Usually, when you're generating images, there's a little watermark at the bottom right corner, and it's a little four-pointed star that is Gemini's signature, and that's the watermark they use. And for a lot of images that I've created, I simply made them in such a way where in that area of my images they were black, and I would just take a little black square and put it over there. I don't do it all the time, and it's pretty obvious that the images are AI, and I am not shy about AI itself and talking about the fact that I use it extensively for a lot of things. But I just sometimes don't like the watermark there. It's the same reason why, for example, I only wear t-shirts that are branded to me, that have my logo and say World Reading Club or Capa Guerra or Uniquilibrium on them, or my name. It's just something that about me. But now, Google, I've been seeing for the past week at least, that Google is providing a toggle option, so you can toggle on or off whether or not the watermark is there, to show people that it was created by Google Gemini or by Google's Nano Banana, whichever version they have out now. But there are still invisible watermarks. I don't know how those digital invisible watermarks work, but there are ways that are embedded within the code of the image generation that lets you know that the image has been created by AI. So Google's saying you can turn them off if you want to. It's similar to how the software that I use for podcasting through Spreaker, there's an option where you can toggle on or off the Spreaker logo when you embed the podcast, for example, in your website, or you can turn off whether it has the Spreaker logo on there. And I turn it off all the time. One of the only reasons why is because one of the things that I don't, and it's a very few thing, one of the few criticisms I have about Spreaker that I don't like is that when you have their logo there, and if you click on their logo, it doesn't give the person who has found Spreaker who someone else has found Spreaker through. So, for example, it doesn't give credit. So, if one of my listeners clicks on the logo, the Spreaker logo, and it goes to Spreaker, it doesn't have anything assigned to me that shows that the person found Spreaker through me. It was also a problem why Spreaker rolled out an affiliate program a while ago to share the Spreaker plans. They have various different paid plans, and just like any affiliate program, if someone were to sign up through your specific link, then you could get paid for it, depending on, a percentage, and depending on how much or what level they've decided to pay for. Like, I have an Anchorman plan that's $50 a month, and there's other ones that are, much higher than that, but it's so far served me for years. I've barely scratched the surface of how much storage I have and how long I can podcast. I think I can podcast up to 5 hours or something ridiculous like that. So, but what would happen is that if someone were to click on a podcast that I was part of the affiliate program for, it wouldn't always take them through my affiliate link, and I wouldn't get credit for it. And I don't know why that is. I really feel like every single time, if somebody finds Spreaker, if you're signed up for the affiliate program, for example, this is what I mean. If you're signed up for the affiliate program, anytime someone clicks on and wants to know more about Spreaker through your podcast that you have embedded, or you have a link on social media somewhere, you should always get credit for it if that person signs up because they found your podcast. It shouldn't just go straight to Spreaker, but that's what they were doing. I don't think it's a cool thing. It might borderline on what some people might say unethical, because they're basically getting paid subscribers and earning money and not giving you any credit for it, even though you might be signed up for their affiliate program. So that's not good. But that's really one of the very few criticisms that I have of Spreaker. I mean, there's a few other things that kind of bugged me, with a bunch of my shows getting flagged as being music only when it wasn't, but I was doing an experimental thing. And so they were taking a bunch of my podcasts offline, and I had to manually contact support to tell them to get it back online. But that's that. I mean, so, and that was AI too, right? AI does a lot of things, and there's problems with AI all over the place, like people being fired by AI and being deactivated from certain gig accounts because of AI and things like that, and it's not fair. But so you can, but back to this, you can toggle off whether or not something has an AI, was created by AI. You can toggle off the watermark, from the images. But Claude, on the other hand, that's why I call it Google versus Claude, the AI watermark wars, is Claude. I just saw an announcement, I believe it was earlier today, in which they rolled out a new watermark. So and I don't know if it's like a mandatory watermark or something like that, but I just think that it's interesting that while Google is giving people the option to take watermarks away and might even just stop putting them on there in general, Claude just rolled out a new kind of more prominent watermark to track things and images that are made by AI. So that's interesting. Two different companies, two different approaches, of course. Why are they doing that? What's the reason for giving users the option to toggle off AI watermarks, and then what would be the reason for Claude, for example, making it more prominent? So there's always some interesting reason, whether it's some kind of marketing plan, right? Publicity, could be some kind of promotion, some kind of a gimmick, who knows? I find it fascinating that these different approaches are being taken by these different companies. So that's simply what I mean by Google versus Claude, the AI watermark wars. I am Hakeem Ali-Bocas Alexander. I am not sure what podcast this is going to go on, but you'll be hearing it soon, and the title is definitely going to be Google versus Claude, the AI watermark wars. And once I find out a little bit more about what's going on and maybe the reasons why, because I haven't really looked very deeply into it, I'll come back in with those answers. Or maybe you have those answers already yourself. Maybe you know. Maybe you can tell me.